What's up, guys? Today I am doing my September wrap-up and October TBR video. I can't even believe that September is ending and it's been like a month of school, which, speaking of that, sadly, I only read 3 books this month, which I guess is better than reading nothing at all, but it was mainly due to school taking up all of my time, and I barely had time to read except for maybe like study halls or during the weekend. But even then, I really didn't read that much a lot, and I was just getting back into reading in August. But whatever, I will share with you now the 3 books that I read this month, and then share with you what I want to read for October, because hopefully October will be a little bit better. The first book that I completed this month was during like break in the beginning of the month for like Labor Day weekend and whatever, so that's why I finished it. But anyway, it was Sweet by Emmy Laybourne, and I rated it 3.5 stars. I mean, it was an okay, decent book. The plot was decent, nothing over the top, or well, not over the top. I'll get to that later, but it wasn't like anything too special. It wasn't too exciting until the very end-ish, kind of. There were a couple problems that I didn't like about it. Besides that, there was insta-love, and I mean, it was like a kind of average book. However, I really liked the setting of this book. It was very much like a world of our own, and what this book is basically about is basically a world that is our world, and a diet sweetener called Solu is being released, and on the cruise ship is like when they're first testing it out before it goes on sale worldwide, and then the passengers on the ship start to act a little strange when they've been taking Solu, and then just madness ensues. So yeah, it wasn't like anything too like extraordinary for me, but I still did enjoy reading it. I mean, I didn't take too much time reading it. I finished it in like 3 days, so it wasn't that much to read. And I also really liked the main character, how she was confident with her body image. I mean, every main character, female these days, is like, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm so average. Anyway, back to the setting. I'm talking way too long about this, but I just want to get all my thoughts out. But anyways, the setting was actually very terrifying and realistic. It was actually scary and disturbing in a way, because it was so realistic. Like, this could actually happen in real life. I could imagine it happening in real life. It was just very scary, and Emmy Laybourne definitely does know how to create apocalyptic settings. I will give her that. The second book that I read this month was a book that I got from the library, so I don't have it anymore to show you, but it was Pawn by Amy Carter, which I've been wanting to read for so long, and I finally did it, and I rated it 3.75 stars. I was a little bit disappointed by this. I mean, the plot, the story of it was interesting, but at times it was kind of boring. What this book is about is a girl named Kitty Doe who lives in a dystopian society where you are classified by rank when you take a test at age 17, and the ranks are like Roman numerals, and they go up to 7, I believe. And that's like the highest class is 7, and it's like the royal family. But Kitty gets a chance to become the main leader's niece, I believe. Something like that. I forgot the whole terminology. Because she like died, so she can like impersonate her and become the highest rank in the royal family. But with this comes also other consequences. As I said before, the actual story was pretty interesting, but the plot itself was kind of slow in the beginning and middle. it wasn't like too interesting or eye-catching until probably towards the end. I also really liked the characters. They were mostly complex and I was very interested in their stories. However, the concept of this book wasn't very original or unique. And I'm not really sure if I want to continue this series. I'm just very unsure because the end was sort of a cliffhanger. So I don't know. I may or may not continue this series, but probably if I do, it probably won't be soon. And the last book that I read this month was actually a manga. So, yeah. And it was Death Note Volume 1, Boredom by Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. I rated it 3.5 stars. I mean, it was okay. The concept was pretty cool, and what this manga series is about is this boy who is in high school, and he finds this death note, which is basically this thing that belongs to a death god, which is called a Shinigami in this series. But what the death note is if you write someone's name in it and like details, then they die. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept, and it was a pretty interesting manga. I mean, I was definitely drawn to it and addicted to reading it. However, I thought the main character was kind of unrealistic. I mean, he's just a normal teenager in high school who's smart and does homework and whatever. And then he all of a sudden finds this death note and starts seeing this Shinigami demon god thing. And he's just perfectly okay with it. He's not even like disturbed at all, which I thought was very like not realistic. The beginning and end of this book were also kind of abrupt, which I didn't really like. It was kind of jarring, but I do think that I will continue this series because, I mean, these are manga. I mean, manga are easy to read. I mean, it's basically comic books, but like Japanese and whatever. And I do actually want to see what happens in the future. Now, on to my October TBR. One of the books that I want to read for October is I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak, which I started in September, but unfortunately, I only got up to page 134. But what I've read, I've really enjoyed so far. I can already tell that I'm going to love this book. It's just been so good reading it in September. I just have not had enough time to finish it. So this is going to be one of the books that I will most likely definitely finish in October. My priority for the month of October is to read The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And the reason why this is a priority is because this is a book that I have to read for school. This has not been on my channel before. That's because I literally just got it this week. But anyway, I'm on page 46 of this, and I'm somewhere in chapter 3. But I mean, it's okay so far. It's just not like wowing me. I mean, it's only the beginning yet. But yeah, so this is a priority. Another book I'd like to read in October is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga, because I don't know, this just seems like a fall type book for me, and I don't know, I've had this weird urge of wanting to read it lately. I would also like to finish Breathe by Sarah Crossan this month, which I've been reading on iBooks as a digital book, and I started it at the end of August, so I would like to finish that. The final book I'm putting on my October TBR is Mind Games by Kirsten White, just because I think it kind of fits the scary Halloween themed October. I don't know, like, not that it's a horror book, but because it's a dystopian book, and it kind of says in the description that maybe it's kind of mysterious and kind of scary because it's like dystopian-ish. I don't know. It seems like the kind of book suitable for this month. I don't know. That's it for this video. What good books did you read this month, or did you read bad books? And what books do you want to read next month? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!